Hey friends, Pastor Michael from Organic Church. We're excited for another season of growing together. We'd love to have you join us on Sunday mornings at 10 or Wednesday evenings at 7 for friends, family, and a whole lot of Jesus.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. We're back. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I can get right into this one. This one was my topic.
Yeah, it's on your topic. You jump right on it.
Yeah, a few months ago, my coworker and I were talking about some situation going on with, like, not even her loved one. It was just someone that she knew for a while, and she sees them going through hard times, and she's like, man, I've been praying for him, and just, you know, obviously she knows that she's a pastor's wife, you know, so she knows the ins and outs of faith, you know, and she's like, but it's like, it's just, I think it might be her son's friend, so like a high school friend or even an elementary school friend, and her son's in late 30s, you know, now, but she still has him on Facebook and everything, and she's like, I don't know, like, I just keep praying for him and praying just for a turn on his heart, but then again, like, she's like, I don't know, you know, at the end of the day, God knows his heart, and God knows whether his heart will be hardened or will not be, and I'm like, could a heart be unhardened, you know? So that's kind of where this topic sparked on my end. And
well, what do you think?
Well,
can a heart be unhardened?
I don't know, because there's certain verses, like the first verse I found about it was Ecclesiastes 6:10. Everything has already been decided. It was known long ago what each person would be. So there's no use in arguing with God about your destiny. And then Romans 9:20, I believe, kind of like piggybacked off of it. Let me see. I was just over there. Okay, 9:20. You will say to me, therefore, why then does he still find fault? For who resists his will? On the contrary, who are you, a human being, to talk back to God? Will what is formed say to the one who formed it, why did you make me like this? Or who has the potter no right over the clay to make from this same lump one piece of pottery for honor and another for dishonor? But as I was reading that, I'm like, yeah, but this person's kind of talking to God in a way about, I don't know, when I think of someone's hardened heart, I think of someone who doesn't want to know the Lord. And like with this one that I just was reading on, it's almost like, it seems like he's at least considering God, you know what I mean? And his points of interest that he was just bringing up.
Uh-huh.
What are you guys' thoughts on all of it?
Well, I think if you do have a hardened heart and you listen to the word or you start reading the word,
Mm-hmm.
I believe the word will start softening your heart so that you can allow the Lord to continue to work in you.
Do you think a hardened heart would ever go to the word? You know what? I take that back, because people have to try to
I
prove that God wasn't real, and then turns out
when you try and prove that God's not real, you know, you have to start somewhere. So you have to come into the house, and when you come into the house, you're going to hear the word,
right? And
if it's biblical,
yeah,
you know, and then your heart's, you know, the Lord's going to put that thought in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to start thinking.
Yeah. And
I think you're going to say, well, maybe there's something to this.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the Lord, he can soften your heart.
Yeah.
I know he can, because he softened mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping you guys would answer with, but you know,
read that
the second one?
verse you read.
Okay.
Again.
You will say to me, therefore, why then does he still find fault? For who resists his will? On the contrary, who are you, a human being, to talk back to God? Will what is formed say to the one who formed it, why did you make me like this? Or has the potter no right over the clay to make from the same lump one piece of pottery for honor and another for dishonor?
I have asked God before, why have you made it so hard on me to keep my faith?
Yeah.
And seemingly you make it so much easier for others. Why couldn't I be more like so-and-so? Why did I have to have all these challenges?
Yes.
Why, if you loved me so much and I've tried as hard as I've tried, why have you made it so hard for me? Why can't I have the road that they're on?
Yes.
Okay, so that right there can start a person to have a hardened heart.
For sure.
Because you're not focusing on
the good,
God's will for you and your path. You're looking at everybody else's path and wishing you could have their road. Have their road. And so I think a lot, maybe even Christians can do this to where you're like, why me? Why am I on this rocky path that just every time I turn around, there's this other challenge, there's this other thing you're throwing at me. And this person over here, just like they just get to, it just seems all so easy for them.
Yeah.
So.
And I think people that have been Christians before start that thinking process just like you, just like I, because we've talked about that before. And sometimes they fall astray and then they don't return. And I'm like, are you going to return? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, are you going to come back? Because you're a loved one and I want you to come back, but why aren't you coming back?
And it can go back to Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
Cain thought that he was pleasing the Lord with all the things that he was doing. But he was more pleasing himself.
Yeah.
He wasn't giving the Lord what the Lord wanted from him. Yes, he was giving him all these great things that Cain thought would be great.
Yes. Not God.
And gets jealous of his brother Abel because, he's thinking, well, why is what he is giving you so great? Because seemingly to me, I'm giving you so much more. But it's because of the fact that Abel is giving God what God wants from Abel.
Yeah.
Where Cain is not doing that.
Yes.
So that's where the jealousy comes from. And so, of course, Cain gets a hard heart because he can't live up to his brother.
Yeah.
But he doesn't understand why. So that something like that can create a hard heart in somebody.
Yeah. Because
they don't understand their personal relationship with God. They don't understand their path, and they're more worried about what somebody else's gift is or what somebody else's path is. And they're not focused at all on their purpose in this world.
Right.
They're focused on everybody else's. So they're thinking, well, God's never done anything for me, even though, I might have prayed. I've been praying for, 5 years for him to do this. He's never done it. So, and yet so-and-so over here, seems like everything they pray for, they get it.
Yeah.
I went through that years when I first, way before Jarvie and I got married, and I was going back to church, and I had a friend, and we both smoked. And we wanted to quit smoking. So we prayed and prayed and prayed about it. She threw her cigarettes out on the way home from church, and I'm searching for my next one. I can't get it to my mouth.
You're like, let me catch those.
And it was, and then I was,
I gotta get back. I gotta go grab those.
I was angry.
Sure.
I
yeah.
thought, why?
How did she get healed in this in a way?
And I was jealous over it.
Yeah, I can see that. Because addiction, I mean, that's something to beat. I mean, it's hard. Like,
yep.
Yeah, my parents, they quit smoking together, and my dad was kind of the same way, just cold turkey, boom. But stepmom, no, struggled, like,
yep, then resentment kicks in sometimes,
Yep.
Because, you're just like, why,
Yeah.
And then it turned out 7, 8 years
later
down the road, I ended up quitting because Jarvie said, "You'll never be able to quit."
You watch me. Yeah.
Jarvie was the instrument of that prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. He knew what words to say to trigger you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, so I think Roger made a perfect point. It's like, I know it can happen because he softened mine.
I'm one of them.
What more proof do you need?
Yep.
But it is more, because when you think of hardened heart, you're thinking physical.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you can just think physical.
Yeah.
But more often than not, as I think Roger was making the point, this comes out of wisdom. It doesn't come out of anything physically that you can do. Even if we talk about forgiveness, yeah, you can say, yeah, I forgive them.
Mm-hmm.
But have you really?
Right.
Have you forgiven them because you have the wisdom to?
Mm-hmm.
Or just because you say so?
Right.
So we can use any word in the English language that we want to.
Yeah.
But if there's no wisdom behind it, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
So you can say, yeah, I've forgiven them. But is there any wisdom behind it? Are you...
And the way you said it with the attitude, because most of the time
that's attitude.
Yeah, most of the time that's how people do say it. And, I've let that go. I've forgiven them. It's whatever. Well, it doesn't seem like it,
No, that's still a hardened heart.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you've forgiven them.
It's been so long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. Bygones are bygones.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If I saw him on the street, I'd talk to him. But,
right.
Yeah, but is there any wisdom in it? Have you
taken it to the Lord?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And have you really, have you sought that person out? Have you really tried to have understanding with that person?
Mm-hmm.
That's true forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's true softening of the heart.
Yes.
As you're looking for the wisdom behind it, you're not just saying it so that people will recognize and let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I've forgiven them. I don't want to be bothered about it anymore.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
It's kind of crazy how these, because we're doubling in on the topics, and I'm like, man, you brought one for tonight and I brought one, and I'm like, the person that I'm thinking about, like, yeah, he's gone through so many crises, and a lot of the times when people do go through crises, they do end up, being led to, or even being led to the Lord a lot of the times, and it's like, not for this one, and I'm like, it's just like, oh my goodness, but I also, like you said last week, how many people have lived in this world, and it seems like, he might be in the minority of not turning to, the Lord during those crises or whatever. But there's probably a lot more that are like him throughout the past that are just harder to crack. Not even harder to crack, just harder to get, or be more creative to get to, I guess.
Yep. And, in myself personally, I believe that I have such a soft heart that I can forgive anybody really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that I've had to forgive a lot of people for a lot of different things. And there's some people that I've forgiven that, probably even I should be taking the extra step, because in my heart, I truly know I forgive that person. If I saw that person today, I would treat them just how I would the last time we were in a good relationship together.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it comes easy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And either that's a gift or something that I've learned from a young age, because I grew up really fast and I've experienced a lot of things to know that, that yes, everybody deserves forgiveness. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So I believe I have a, that's easy for me, but I realize that it's not easy for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I don't condemn somebody because, I more often than not, I feel pity for people that have such a hard heart.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I can think to myself, I've been able to forgive so many people for so many things, but I know there's people out there that can't forgive me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That just won't even give it a thought.
And you want to have a hardened heart about that.
Yeah.
But
you do.
You know better.
Yeah, but I know better.
Yeah.
So again, it's like, okay, because then that's where my spiritual maturity has to be.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they have a hardened heart.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no expectation from me to say, I deserve to be forgiven. Like, I don't understand why that person can't forgive me.
Yeah.
And I'm not condemning them to that. I'm not saying, well, God is going to condemn you because you won't forgive me.
Right.
No.
I
have enough spiritual maturity to understand, yes.
You also know where they're at in their head and where walk with the Lord, if any.
Yeah. And I'm I know there's only the Lord is the only person I know that is going to give me true total forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You humans, it's that's on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never have that expectation or feel, like that, I'm waiting on that.
Yeah.
Like I deserve it. Like enough's enough. It's time you forgive me.
Yeah.
Like, no, God will deal with them in their own time.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I think they have every right to feel the way that they do. So I don't have that expectation for human beings I don't have the same expectation for human beings to show me the same kind of love and grace that the Lord does.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't.
Yeah.
And I'm I guess that's the way I'm spiritually mature enough to look at it that way, which also I think prevents the hardening of the heart.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because I'm never letting it get to that point where
I agree.
I start feeling like I deserve somebody's forgiveness or I deserve somebody to show me respect or, to give me what I think I deserve.
Mm-hmm. I think what's scary about lukewarm Christians is when they're being lukewarm, and a crisis does happen, then their heart is hardened right away. But if they were fully in, then they would have that enough understanding.
Yeah. I can forgive somebody for not forgiving me.
Yeah.
I guess that's how,
Yep.
but that's how I'm built.
Yep.
Like I said, either I've been able to draw that from the Word from an early age.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's the reason. I've just, been able to do that. But
I'm sure it is, because where else would that strength come from?
Right. But that doesn't mean I don't have other struggles. It doesn't mean there isn't other things that are hard for me, which might be easier for the other person that
right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting on the forgiveness from, or
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes interpersonal relationships, it's so easy for all of us to harden our heart towards somebody.
Yeah.
For anything, for any minor offense, or just they had something smart to say about how I dressed today, or what I brought for lunch today, or it's just so easy to do. But it's.
But many of them that have the hardened hearts don't even realize that they do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's because they don't have a walk with the Lord. I mean, there are some times where, they do have a walk with the Lord, but you're like, maybe that needs to be reevaluated or adjusted or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but did they really know Christ?
Right.
But Proverbs 28:14 says, "Blessed is the man who always fears the Lord, but he who hardens his heart falls into trouble."
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about lukewarm Christians, I don't know if you're lukewarm. I don't know if you truly fear the Lord. Yeah. And when we say fear the Lord, I don't think it should mean that we're scared of the Lord.
Right.
That we're frightened of the Lord.
Yeah.
And how we think of fear.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of respect.
That's what I was going to say.
Reverence.
They respect that your relationship with him, you understand him enough, you understand the word enough.
Yes.
That, okay, before you go and harden your heart about something, have counsel with the Lord and be like, is this really like something I should be closing my heart to? Is this something that I should be carrying around, and making life heavier? It's a burden.
Picking it up every day. And
is this really worth
making other people's lives terrible?
Should I risk my relationship with this person because of this?
Yeah.
All the love I have for this person, this family member, this friend, whatever they said, whatever they done, is it worth closing my heart to them?
Because also, we know that we're ambassadors of Christ, and like if you do harden your heart, that's just going to show. I'm not saying it'll show that you're being like a hypocrite or anything, but it'll maybe show some not so nice sides of you, and maybe they're going to think, hey, if this person's a Christian, I don't want to be labeled as that, and then not even fall into it. You know what I mean? There could be some certain.
Well, some people can look at the 10 Commandments, and they can quote them all, and that's all they have in their tool belt. So they can't. They use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
They can use it as a weapon. Like they can't forgive outside of the 10 Commandments. Now, I'm just going to pose a question. Now, is that really what the 10 Commandments are for?
No.
As a
guideline or not a guideline. What am I thinking?
How to live life.
An outline to life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether you're a Christian or not, or a non-Christian, it's still it's an outline to life.
Well, is it your certificate to judge?
Right.
No.
Right. No. Not at all. And I've had people judge me about something of the 10 Commandments, and came here and was throwing stuff in the because I was on council at the time, throwing things into the driveway, saying that I wasn't honoring and all the things, and it's like that shouldn't, I don't know, that shouldn't be what because the way he's looking at it is black and white. If you did this or then okay, but with my things going on, I have a mentally unwell mother. I have to protect myself. I don't know if I can honor a mother who's mentally unwell when she is manic and when she is, threatening to harm others. And you know what I mean? Like there's so many things that it's not just black and white sometimes,
Right. Yeah.
Then that's where sometimes that forgiveness comes into.
Yes.
Yep.
But even when it is black and white, it's been very black and white for me, very much so. But again, is that give everybody this
authority to
advance the boardwalk certificate to be like, yep, this is my certificate that. Nothing.
This is my pass to put on Nick, saying, Nick, you're a terrible person because it says this.
Yeah, you must be this. This must define you because.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
And anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
It's
because people cherry pick.
The 10 Commandments are very, very, very important.
Sure.
They are there for a reason.
We should do a topic about this.
And we should.
Yeah.
Moses goes up there and it's another one of those things. While he's up there getting wisdom and discernment, whatever
down there complaining,
what are his people doing? They're throwing parties and doing everything the exact opposite of what he was trying to tell them to do.
Yeah, but isn't that like a child? When the parents are when the parents are away, they just go wild.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
I guess I suppose what do we need this for? I don't know how many pages yours has, but we'll just try to real quick. What do I need?
2,226 pages for?
Well, I got 2,335. What do I need 2,335 pages for?
Of wisdom.
Yes, those 2 slates.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Is all that
actually matters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Good point.
I don't say this out of, and I'm not saying this out of anger or
no.
Again, because I'm trying to justify somebody showing me forgiveness. But it just all goes back to the hardening of the heart, that I don't think the 10 Commandments are not going to help you overcome that problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you've got a hardened heart and you read the 10 Commandments, I don't think you're not. That's not going to.
Your heart might get harder.
It might. Yeah. Yeah.
Or you're going to bend it and twist it to your your way of thinking. And
but again, and to me, it's like, yes, God Himself commanded that. You as a person did not.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
So, it is not for us to be the final judge of anything. And often, a lot of times, I think that people can take, it's sad, but I think sometimes people can take God's word and use it as a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're only focused on the harsh side
part of it.
Part of it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
I agree. Roger?
But
he's counting pages.
You're still counting pages over there?
I got 1,000 pages in my Bible.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yours looks tiny. Like, that's really little. I mean,
it's a good thing you had that eye surgery.
Yeah, I know. It is. Believe me.
I have a large print. I still have to put my glasses on.
You got what?
I got large print, and I still have to put my glasses on.
I can almost read that from here. Not really.
What do you think causes people to have such a hardened heart that they have shut God out of their life?
Emotions.
And
I think people want to have the control. Mm-hmm. They feel safer.
Yeah.
If it's under their emotional control.
Mm-hmm. Under their calling, like
they're
calling all the shots.
Yeah, they're calling the shots. They're keeping things under control. They're controlling the relationship.
But even though they're calling the shots, they still blame God for whenever bad things happen. Mm-hmm. They say, well, I mean, how could you let this happen?
Yeah, that's always their answer. Like, well, if God is real, then how could this happen? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
it's like because then you can be like, well, how do we even get to the point where we had to have the 10 Commandments?
Right. Yeah.
No. How did we get things so bad that it had to be spelled out in black and white?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we didn't believe what was being told to us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but sometimes being in black and white though either still isn't the truth.
Yeah.
But when it comes from God, it is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
and as Christians, we have to stand for the truth. We have to speak the truth. Mm-hmm. That's the one of the most important things that we have to do. And so sometimes it does come down to hard truths. But as we talked in the last episode, our goal isn't to say, okay, you have violated this, so we want to push you to the other end of the line. When Jesus drew the line in the sand, he didn't say, okay, everybody step up to that line. If you can throw the rock far enough, you can hit her.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Nope.
No.
He did the opposite.
He did the opposite. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like, okay, you have done this. I'm going to draw a line and you are cut off. You can never step over this line. You are cut off from the rest of us forever for what you've done. No, he's giving the woman another opportunity.
Yeah.
To start over, to live her life, and daring anybody who has ever, who has never sinned, okay, be the first one, throw a stone. Mm. Daring them to do it because he knows not a one of them can do it.
Yep.
With truth.
Yep.
So that's a great point to make. It's just all those people that wanted to pick up a stone and throw it. I don't know. Where did Jesus have a moment where he was able to soften their hearts through logic?
Right.
Through truth? Mm-hmm. Or, did they drop it out of, did they all have a moment of fear? Did they fear the Lord at that point? No, it doesn't really say why they dropped the stones and walked away. Correct?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't say but
our context clues
we don't get
probably
we don't get interviews with all the people that were there that were going to we don't have that.
Yeah.
So it's just Jesus made such a compelling argument statement that none of them could question.
Yep.
Without fear of the Lord themselves. So again, what do we need all this for if anytime somebody does anything to us that hardens our heart, that we would rather push them away than try to draw them back in?
Yep.
What good is the service we have to the Lord?
Right.
If every time somebody does something we are not pleased with, that we make up the judgment call and we say, okay, you got to stay over there now. Mm-hmm. You can't be part of us anymore because, you screwed up too many times.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good thing the Lord didn't say that to me.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a good thing he didn't say it to me.
Yeah.
And me.
Yep. Same. Yeah.
Sid, you're too young.
And that's
messed up.
You know what? And that's, to me, that's such an important part of things. I think about this a lot is you cannot hide behind your faith.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You are not being a good steward of the Lord if you've used your faith to hide.
Yes.
Hide yourself, to hide what your past, to what you've done. No, it has to be a testimony.
Right.
Just when Michael was telling his story again in church this past Sunday, I swear every time he tells that story, it gets bigger. It's like catching the fish.
Chase is like, I've heard of the story, but I don't remember SWAT teams. I'm like, well, it happened.
The first time he caught a bluegill, then it's a bass, and it's a walleye. Now it's a marlin.
Yeah.
So I was kind of laughing about that. Like every time he tells it, I learn something new about it.
But every time he tells it, I cry.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. It affects you because
it's like my mama's heart just breaks.
Yeah,
parents.
And it's just so it's just so real. And like he said, it wasn't funny at the time.
No.
But he could look back on and be like, "Wow, that was I can't believe this. I can't believe that happened to me. I can't believe where I was." And like he said, I thought I was with the Lord.
Yeah.
I thought I knew the Lord.
Yep.
But I didn't.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that's very important. And I think maybe sometimes that's another part of it with a hardened heart is people are more willing. They want to shield their faults and what they have done if it means inflicting guilt upon somebody else. Mm-hmm. If they can get everybody to look the other way about, what you've done, nobody will look at them.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing that, once again, you're creating a hardened heart. You're not out there trying to help anybody.
Soften hearts.
You're not trying to bring anybody back to the Lord.
Yeah.
For fear that you might have to have a tough conversation where you may have to admit that perhaps I was wrong. Mm-hmm. Perhaps I screwed up. Perhaps I didn't do everything the way I was supposed to. Mm-hmm. And that's hard for a lot of people to say, I was wrong.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's very hard.
It is hard
for people to say, I screwed up. Mm-hmm. And it can be the simplest thing. Like even at work, if somebody makes a mistake, they can't just say, I measured that wrong.
Yeah. They have to blame the tape measure.
The tape measure, the print
being made wrong or something.
Yeah, it's always something. I was distracted. He told me to do this. Or, it's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, "Nope, I got it. It was my fault. I'll get it right the next time."
Yep.
I take it. So the more you do those kinds of things, the harder your heart gets, because you're pushing people away when you do that.
Yes.
And most of the time, it's people that you really love. It's people you're closest to.
Yeah, and no one wants to be around that.
Yeah, and
that kind of attitude.
Yeah, and it's hard to operate in that when you always have somebody that every time you call them up on the phone, you end up getting into one of those conversations where, well, I'm wrong again.
Yep.
Well, it comes back to the same.
Yeah.
Negative, they put me in that negative space that I'm really just trying to get away from. So that's not the kind of. I think sometimes people think they are operating in the word of the Lord because they're quoting a commandment, they're quoting
scripture.
Yeah. And they're totally missing the point.
Yeah, they're using it as a weapon.
Yeah. It puts them in a safe box. But at the same time, it's hardening their heart.
Yeah, and they don't even realize it.
Yeah, they can't let anybody in, because they're too, like I said, they may have to be too vulnerable. And I think that's more often than not the case.
Yeah. Beth, Farrah? Are you going to talk about Farrah? Not Farrah. Who are you going to talk about?
I don't know.
You said someone about hardening of the hearts, but this was like I don't think
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh, that's right. Yeah. Yes.
I've lost my verses on it.
Exodus.
Oh yeah. Because it was Exodus, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember where now. So we're not going to talk about Pharaoh tonight.
Do you have a summary in your mind?
It's gone. I've been listening to Nick.
Maybe it'll come back.
I'm a spectator today.
Well, Luke 21:34, Jesus says, "Be careful, or your hearts will be weighed down with dissipation, drunkenness, and the anxieties of life. And that day will close on you unexpectedly, like a trap. For it will come upon all those who live on the face of the whole earth. And that be always on the watch and pray that you may be able to escape all that is about to happen, and that you may be able to stand before the Son of Man." So he's telling us, be careful that, your heart is not being hardened to something, let's say something emotional, something physical. Because I think, if you do become, if you do have an addiction of some sort, it can take you over. It can gather up all your attention. It can totally move you away from God to the point where there's so many. I think there's so many definitions of a hardened heart.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not just because somebody's angry.
I agree.
Or because somebody can't forgive. It could be because you do have this addiction that it's like a heart condition to where, you can't focus on anything else.
Like psychologically, it's psychological or mentally proven that addiction is a thing that certain people struggle with more. Like it's an actual condition. Yeah.
Yep. If you just have a habit, a condition to sin, no matter what it is, then it causes anxiety, which, I think for addicts, yes, it causes anxiety because that's all they can think about. Yeah. They're willing to steal from their friends, from their family, anything they have to do to get that next fix, to keep that addiction going. And again, that's another hardening of the heart. You're stealing from family members. You're stealing from friends.
You might not realize what you're doing in the time because
you probably wouldn't do that in a normal situation. No, but under this anxiety of this addiction, you can't help it. You can't get out of it. Yep. It just it has to be done. You might even feel guilt about it. Like, I'm sorry I did it again. I won't do it again. But
till the next time.
Yep.
And that's another hardening of the heart. Like you're totally closing yourself off from the Lord and from that reason to the point where you'll do anything it takes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To, to serve that addiction.
Yeah.
So, that's we see.
But I think can circle around all the way around to, some people are so angry about things that it becomes an addiction to them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They'll base the rest of their life and how they view the world and how they're going to approach the world and approach people, all based on that whatever
circumstance. Yeah.
Yep. So that's another hardening of the heart.
Oh, yeah.
But again, as Roger said, there's proof that you can soften the heart. You can turn it around.
God can do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing. You have to be, and you got that freedom of choice. I can do anything, but
free will.
Yeah.
Free will. That's what I was wanting, but
Pharaoh?
come out another way.
Pharaoh?
We got Farrah and freedom of choice. We're not tired tonight.
I knew what you meant.
I'm trying to think.
Well, you got a thought? You got it?
No, I just was trying to think Farrah. Who's going to talk about Farrah?
In John 12:39, he says, "For this reason they could not believe, because as Isaiah says elsewhere, he has blinded their eyes and deadened their hearts, so they can neither see with their eyes nor understand with their hearts." So people can have situations where something has happened to them and they can no longer believe.
Yeah.
They've chosen to no longer, as we started this topic, the next door neighbor just seems like they got it all going on, and I don't even see them going to church every Sunday.
Right.
They stay home every Sunday. They watch football.
They golf.
They golf.
They have a family of 5 and golf. Mom and dad golf. I'm not lying. Yeah. And I'm like, man, Sunday fun day. And I love them. Fun day. I seriously love them, and I'm like, but they don't go, but yeah, it seems like they have it all together, but you don't know their story. You don't know what happens
number one, you don't know their story.
Exactly.
And number two, even if that is the case, even if they are in a season where everything's peachy and everything's going well, and, that does not mean that they're in season with the Lord, that they're where they're supposed to be with the Lord.
Yep.
We cannot judge. Again, you can't judge wealth. You can't judge health. You can't judge any of those things and say that's not the definition of where you are.
Yeah.
It has to. That's probably. I probably think that's probably one of people's main problems. Is that they're always just, again, why am I on this path?
Yeah, they're not keeping their eyes on their road and their path. They're like, well, so-and-so has it better. Well,
yeah.
You also don't know what so-and-so's been through to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
They could have already had that valley.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
they may have been through several valleys, and
this is their mountaintop.
Yep. Yeah, that's very true. Yep. And it's easy to think, well, you don't see them working hard now, but maybe they did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Maybe they've, But again, I think it's that thing, though. It's like, well, I feel like I'm doing so much more for the Lord. I feel like what I'm doing is what God wants me to do. So why am I still struggling over here and so, who I don't think is doing what they should be doing, and they seem to have it all?
Yep. Getting in your head.
Yeah. But, we're supposed to have that patience with the Lord wait till he comes. Wait till it's our season. Just because we don't have it now does not mean that we're not going to have it down the road.
Yeah.
It's going to come at his appointed time, not ours.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And we should not be worried about, as often said, the enemy does not attack who it does not have to worry about.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it mess with all the Sunday fun days?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he even worry about those people? He's got them.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have to worry about where he knows where they're going to be on the couch on Sunday. He knows that.
Yeah, they're not a threat.
Yep.
And
I'm not saying that, if you're staying at home watch football,
right.
I'm not saying you're out of, I don't know your journey with the Lord, but it just, when we're looking at this viewpoint, a lot of people could just be like, well, I'm here every Sunday, and I get home and I roll in the drive from church, and like you said, they're
mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think this circles around to when we're in our crisis, then are we seeking Christ? Because, Satan's after us all the time, all the time.
Yep.
And so he's just waiting, saying,
what
direction are you going to go now?
Yeah.
What are you going to do now?
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is say, I accept battle.
Bring it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's... Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say. And sure enough, it's like, okay, you're going to the front line. Where a lot of people, they don't say that. So guess what? Yeah, you can stay back in camp. You're not a threat. You're not,
Yep.
You're not useful.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, yeah, it's just so easy to, gosh, I wish I had more time to enjoy the things I want to do. But you have to be spiritually mature enough to say, well, yep, I'm tired. I'd love to have some time off. I'd love to, just have a couple Sundays to not do anything. I just want to get up, stay in the same clothes I woke up in, and just lay here on the couch all day and just do what I want to do. But as you say, a lot of times once you've said, I accept this battle, it's like, well, you ain't going to do that. And you can't, naturally you can get frustrated, but you just have to have that wisdom to say, well, this is the season I'm in. I've accepted this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have it harder. I'm going to have more responsibility. I'm going to, have to, I can't. Yeah. Once the enemy knows, that, oh, this is somebody we got to, somebody we got to keep our eye on.
Or even if it's someone who's pushing back against, Satan at all, or even just given an opposite view of what anything he has aligned with. Yeah, he's going to start going full swing.
Yeah. And sometimes I look at it that way. It's like, okay, so I, for whatever reason, when I was a teenager, I decided to open this book and start reading it. And perhaps in that moment, that is the same thing as saying, okay, I accept battle. Because I'm going to crack this one book that he does not want me to read. I'm going to crack it open at the age of 13.
Yeah.
So guess what? It's going to be a little harder for me. We're all, where I can look at, when I was in high school, I thought, yeah, all these other, they get to go out every Friday, Saturday night, do whatever they want. They don't have any cares in the world. Yeah. And I'm thinking about all these deep things. I'm already thinking about all these things I probably shouldn't be thinking about at a young age. And it's just like, and it's one thing after another, constant challenges. Sometimes I win, I'll be honest. Sometimes I win that battle. Sometimes I lose that battle.
Yeah.
But I always go back in.
Yep.
I always go back in.
You learn from the loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think God had you open that Bible at the age that you were at to prepare you for the life that was coming.
Yeah. But he never said, okay, now that you have in this book, it's all going to be easy. Since you joined my side, well, you've got it made. And perhaps that's what a lot of people think it's going to be.
Yeah.
When they've started the opposite, which is they have had challenges and they have had things in their life that they want to change, and they think, well,
If I come
right to the Lord, it'll fix everything. Yeah. Like it'll be just like flipping a switch. It's like, nope, doesn't work that way. And it's not promised that way.
No. I think we have to be very clear when we are giving the word that it's not going to be that way, because then it can leave people astray.
And I think sometimes, in the days of cable, when you could just flip the channels and a pastor would come on the TV.
I'm sorry, I thought you...
What?
You brought up Cain and Abel earlier.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that...
What?
I'm like, Cable, did he just put Cain and Abel and make it an era?
I did.
No, Cable, kids.
Cable. Were you too young for Cable?
No, I know what Cable is. Cain and Abel's on my mind, apparently.
That's awesome.
Squirrel. Do you even remember what you were saying?
No, you could flip the channel and you could come along different religious channels, pastors, and a lot of them can just make it seem like, just come on into the Lord today, give it up, and they just make it seem like
peaches and cream.
Yeah, just like that's all you got to do. Send us $20, and your life will change. And I think a lot of people they called the number, they gave their $20, and nothing's changed. But that's it for them. They're like, okay, that didn't work. It was like going to Vegas and hitting that slot one time and, thinking it's going to be all carries.
$20 down a tube.
Yeah, you're like,
go again.
Well, a lot of people, in this case, they don't go again.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
They walk away like, okay, let's try something else. Because, again, they're missing, there's almost 3,000 pages here. So your journey starts when you accept the battle, and you got a lot to go through. And as we know, we go through, this is what's great about this podcast, is that it gives us the drive and the focus to keep going over this book from week to week. And we come up with these topics that seemingly don't have a connection, that can be so random when we start them. And then by the end of it, we're going, wow.
Yeah, and did you notice it lined up with his testimony on Sunday?
Yeah, right.
What?
Yeah.
You guys didn't text each other, right?
Some of the things that he was
Yeah.
saying, you know, preaching on Sunday, like that's what we talked about in the podcast. And I don't know if he had listened to it or not, but sometimes it's just funny how everything will follow.
Work for his own
And to me,
good.
that's not a coincidence.
No. Nope.
No.
I agree.
Yeah. But I will say, once you're in the Word and you do this all the time, because sometimes I come in here, I'm like, man, I didn't study up on this as much as I wanted to, and I plan to really write all these notes down and really prepare for a good podcast. And I just, but then I always have that thought. It's like, I'm just a conduit for the Lord.
Yeah, like this, the topic was just a starting point for the night. Depending on
if the Lord's got it, if I've been in the Word enough, I'm going to say the right things, even though I didn't write it down.
Right.
I'm not speaking verbatim from Scripture.
Right.
But I got it. It's going to be there. Because it's going to come from the Lord.
Yep.
As long as that is my intention, my desire, that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
And if I don't say it, Beth's going to say it. And if Beth don't say it, Roger's going to say it.
Yeah.
If all of us don't say it, Sid's going to say it.
Yeah.
And it all
exactly.
That's the way it works.
Yep.
And sometimes I think nothing else works that way. Like if we all came in here with a textbook on how to repair a 1987 Ford Bronco,
yeah,
we'd be like staring at each other like,
I hope someone worked for Ford because
like
I did.
Yeah, Roger might be able to walk us through it a little bit, but you know what I mean. It's not like like anything else.
No, it's really not. And people truly won't understand that until they get in that relationship and come to know him and realize how he's working. Yeah. Exactly as we're saying.
Yep. But that means we have to be working.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't get to sit in a lawn chair with lemonade and watch God go to work.
Yeah.
That's not, and I think sometimes people expect that. They just expect the Lord to solve all their problems. And that doesn't show faith. that shows expectation. There's a difference between faith and expectation. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a topic.
Oh, I'll write it down.
Okay. Right? I mean, there is a difference between having faith and having expectation.
Another thing to piggyback on, I guess it kind of piggybacks on another piggyback. So I opened up Psalm 60.
I just envision a shirt with Organic Church on the front, and then it's got a bunch of pigs jumping over.
See, I envisioned a shirt saying cable, spelled C-A-I-B-E-L.
Watch piggyback jumping on cable. on the Organic Cable Network.
But okay, the piggybacking thing was, I don't even know why was someone talking about Psalm 60 at all during this? I don't know. I don't think. Wait.
No, I don't think so.
No, Beth said something about Psalms, but I think I was trying to get to it. I don't remember which one it was, but anyway, I opened up the book and there's a couple of these. They're not paragraphs. What would you call them? I'm just going to call them paragraphs. Or I guess they might be chapters. But they end with Selah, 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 Selah. And that was, my stepsister and her husband, they have Enoch. Well, then when they were pregnant with their other, they were trying to figure out names, and they were between Selah and another one, like another name. Well, she flipped to the scripture of the day at church. What do you know? It said Selah. So it's like, man, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just God working in that way. Like, hey, you need the name or Selah. Yep. There you go.
Yep.
That's your decision. I made it for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
What'd you say that was? Difference between faith over
expectation.
Yep. Got it. Okay.
She got it all written down.
I've got two topics, ideas. So the 10 Commandments and then that one.
Very good.
Then we can make the little T-shirt on the side too.
The little T-shirt on the side.
I can just see the pigs doing like a leapfrog, yeah.
We'll have to ask
over a puddle of mud.
Yes.
Over a puddle of mud.
Ask council about, hey, do we have enough money to?
Yeah.
Beth, do we?
I don't know.
People are like, what in the world?
Pigs piggybacking.
Like, well, you got to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, that'll prove if you're actually listening or not.
If you know what it means.
That's a good way to get people to start listening.
You're like, what?
Like, yeah. If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And knowing is half the battle.
Yep. Well, that was fun.
Lord.
I did want to read from Ephesians 4:17. So he says, "So I tell you this and insist on it in the Lord, that you must no longer live as the Gentiles do in the futility of their thinking. They are darkened in their understanding and are separated from the life of God because of their ignorance that is in them due to the hardening of their hearts. Having lost all sensitivity, they have given themselves over to sensuality so as to indulge in every kind of impurity with a continual lust for more."
That was Ephesians?
Mm-hmm. 4:17. Yeah.
What did you take away from that when you read it?
I think it goes back to everything that we're talking about and having a true, that when people harden their hearts, their understanding becomes very narrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, they want to cherry pick. Mm-hmm. They want to take these 3,000 pages and they want to reduce it down to a 1 page, 10 page, of how it can affect their desire to live life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you go into that futility of that thinking, is that it's the futility that you are not going to grow in Christ. You are not going to grow in your relationships with other people. Everything that you do is going to be futile because you can't have a relationship with human beings or the Lord when you're willing to, just reduce your understanding.
Yes.
And or ignore, what you have in front of you in order to, whether it's to protect yourself or to protect somebody else or to use it as some kind of power over somebody or influence or whatever your, intention is. Mm-hmm. If it's not based on a total understanding of the Lord.
Yeah.
And that's how you're directing your emotions, and your relationships, and all of those things, then, yeah, you're going to have a hardened heart.
Yep.
Yeah, you're slowly just going to turn inward.
Be consumed by it.
Yeah, you're just going to turn inward.
Yeah.
Instead of we're supposed to be going out.
Yes.
Not turning ourselves in.
Mm-hmm.
And a hardening of the heart, that's what that does. You just become, your numero uno. You're concerned
focusing on yourself
you.
And your own emotions and feelings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't serve anybody. No. Might serve you for a while.
For a minute,
but I don't know. I don't think you can find true happiness in that.
No, because it'll start negatively serving you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Based on
that just leads to isolation.
Yep.
What's so funny over there?
Roger's yawning, I'm yawning. You know how you see one person yawn and the next person does?
It is contagious.
Yep. So yeah, that's what I took from that.
Yeah.
Beth, what did you take from that?
I'm going to agree with you.
Well, even like you were bringing up in Luke earlier, with like the anxieties and stuff, like that leads to isolation, like you just said,
Yeah.
It does.
Yep. Which there's no fellowship in that.
No.
There's no fellowship in it. The only other one I had was Hebrews 3:15. Hebrews 3:15. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as you did in the rebellion. So the more you rebel against God, the more you
harden your heart.
You hear the word, but you don't receive the word.
Mm-hmm. It's warning you, don't do it.
Yeah. Then that's rebellion. And that only leads to
destruction.
Yes. Wow.
That sounds like a
t-shirt?
Like Megatron from the Transformers.
Like a commercial for a toy. Destruction.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She's been watching way too many of them cartoons.
Yeah. She's gonna be. Yeah. So what does Cooper watch right now? We're in the Mickey
Rachel?
Mouse season.
Are you?
Yeah.
So he's so goofy. So he likes Mickey, but like he doesn't like watching Mickey Mouse. Like he likes seeing him. I think so. How it started was his it'd be his aunt had a Mickey Mouse from when she was younger, because I think she's 13. So she gave Cooper Mickey Mouse, and then I put Mickey Mouse on the TV, and he was like all for him at first, and he'll still watch Mickey Mouse, like a video of Mickey Mouse doing head, shoulders, knees, and toes, or a song of Mickey doing something, but he won't sit there and watch him. Same thing with like Bluey and Bingo. Like he didn't want anything to do with them. And then I think we bought him like a t-shirt, or my mom bought something. And now he'll somewhat watch Bluey in the mornings, like because he'll still drink a bottle, like when he still wakes up, like a transition bottle thing. But then we've been having some issues like putting him to sleep. So Chase's mom said something about it's these cats. It looks like a cat, like it's Cat's AI is what it is, but it's like this cat that's acting like a mom. She's like making dinner over the frying pan, and and I'm like, what is? She said, well, I had him at my house one day, and he he wouldn't fall asleep in the crib. So I brought him down and was on the couch with him. And she's like, I would just go like this with his nose and he fell right asleep. As soon as I did that one day, I went like this. He was like, I'm like, you little punk. Like, you let Bubba do it, but not me. Like, I think it's because he knew he was getting tired, because it has a very calming sound to it. Like, not a violin, but it's just very soothing and calming. And so sometimes at night, because the past 2 nights, he refuses to fall asleep. So, and he did have a double ear infection, which we got that solved last week. Because I'm like, well, maybe we've got something going on. And sure enough, we did, and because I think it was only one night where I was like, he had a harder time falling asleep. And then he kind of did something with his ear. I'm like, but yeah, so it's kind of been cats and, Wiggles. That's been the thing right now. But then again, it's only on YouTube and he only likes, bears now sleep. Shh, shh. It's like all these songs. He just likes to listen to songs and music and dances. And
is this like old, or are they still going? Are the Wiggles still going?
I don't know if they're still going. They have a ton of videos on YouTube though. Yeah. That's what we turn on. But they have like videos on there that teaches them like learning things. I actually was on their channel yesterday. Like, what other things do they have? Because, and yeah, I need to just. But he doesn't like all of their videos, only certain ones.
He's how old?
18 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he can't really tell you what's wrong yet.
No.
Right.
It's
I
awful.
know. With Faye, it's just.
But he's in this phase where he says please about everything. Please. I'm like earlier he was wanting me to move out of the seat so he could sit there. I'm like, because he started pulling himself up onto our chairs now. I'm like, listen, buddy, just because you say please about everything, like, doesn't mean I have to do it.
That's not a magic word.
Yeah, because he's trying to push his limits.
Yeah, well, he found out it works.
Yes.
Now he's just going to town. Just,
Now, how old's your granddaughter?
She's
pretty close.
Like 6 or 8 weeks.
Help me out here. She'll be 2 in February.
So. Okay, so like 20 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's getting a lot more vocal. Yeah, she could say a lot more words and repeat a lot of things back.
Yeah.
Chase, like people's names. Like she's starting to get a lot of people's names.
Yeah. Chase will do like say one more, and he'll go one more, and Cooper started going one more, like he'll go like put his little finger up.
Yeah.
But then one day I was counting to 3 because he wouldn't like stop doing something. I'm like 1, 2, but before I said 2, he goes like points his finger up. I'm like, no, not that one.
This is the one where you're going to be in trouble.
This is disciplining, sir.
Yeah. You say no, she'll say no. She'll repeat no. But yeah, it's amazing because even when we were in Maine, because I was around her every day.
Yeah.
And it just was like, wow.
Yeah, my dad definitely got that realization on vacation. Yeah.
Like she was a lot more just vocal and could say a lot more things. And
even Alyssa saw, she was in nursery on Sunday and was like, oh my gosh, Cooper's like actually understanding what I'll say now and like, try to say something back or knows what I'm talking about. Like if you tell him go get your shoes, he's going to get his shoes, Yeah.
Once he settled down.
Yeah.
There's a surge of independence.
Oh yeah, he's got some independence.
Yeah. No more trips to the dryer.
Oh, no, not since last week. Yeah, they're fun though.
Oh yeah, they're a lot more fun though when they're not yours and you can send them home.
Yeah.
Send them home.
Yeah.
I think let's see. Saturday. Well, we kept her over Friday night. And then Saturday we got up and went to it's not a pumpkin patch, but this guy was like selling pumpkins and mums. And so we took her out there. Mm-hmm. But by the end of that trip, she was just not having it. And we're like, okay, time to go back to mom and dad. So we were just like,
here you go.
That's fine. It's like you can spoil them all you want and go, here you go.
Yeah.
I got her all.
Yeah.
Go to all sugared up
and revved up and ready to go.
Yeah. Or she's tired now. She's sick of us. Here you go.
Yep. My stepmom, she tries to take all the little ones like somewhere every few months. Okay, it's your turn, and it's Cooper's turn, and she took him to the pumpkin patch. He didn't care. Like, it was the slide thing that has the corn at the bottom, all these things. He was just straight faced the whole time. And then she's like, but he was excited to pick out a pumpkin. I'm like, yeah, because it looks like a ball. So he's like, he's all about that.
Yeah.
It's funny. She was looking forward to it for, a month or so. Like, take it to the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, you always think it's going to be so great.
Uh-huh.
And then you get there and you're like, they are not receiving this
yes,
at all.
Yes.
Like, yeah. Yeah,
is this for me or for them?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it is. And you're right. It's like, this is for you. And you're just hoping the kid goes along.
Yep.
And then they don't. And you're like, you've ruined everything.
Yeah. You're like, well, your expectations on me weren't.
Yeah.
Kind of
I'm just going to do it. I'm consistent. You're the one that's making these unreasonable expectations for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You take them to Disney, spend all that money.
Yeah.
And Mickey Mouse is just one big rat at that point.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well.
Yeah. Well,
that's fun.
Any parting wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Frank Zappa, right? See, I know my stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. I got 1 million of them.
Nick, your turn to pray?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to get you started. All right.
Lord, thank you for bringing us all together again tonight. My main prayer tonight is no matter where we are, what we're doing, who we are in relationship with, always help us to always try to be more open to bringing your word to people and not using your word to try to push people away, to try to prove our point, to try to... for our own selfish ambitions. Just always help us prevent ourselves from having a hardened heart with people, to always try to be understanding, to help other people see your wisdom by being open, by bringing people to us.
Yes.
I pray that we can continue to have this, that we can continue to seek discernment anytime that we feel that we are being challenged, that if we do feel we're in crisis, that we do feel that there may be a relationship that we're having with somebody else that might not be exactly where we want it to be, that we are seeking your guidance, and we are not only praying for ourselves for your wisdom, but we're also praying that the people we are in relationship with will gain that wisdom as well.
Yes.
I pray everybody makes it home safely tonight. I pray all these things in your precious name. Amen.
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 Hey friends, Pastor Michael again. If you've enjoyed this podcast, you should consider joining us on Sunday mornings. Our address is 1943 North Water Street Extension in Yorksville. We'd love to have you join us for an in-person service.